I'm inquisitive, and one of the questions that I want to ask is that how does emotional control or a narcissistic behavior, because you said it was
it was very
a narcissistic behavior in relationship truly look like from your experience? Because there are some people that will do something to you and they would make you feel so guilty.
actually.
So
I I'm a writer now, just putting that in, and I'm going to create a box for you, like something to picture.
okay.
Is that imagine being locked up. Imagine being locked up, but the key to unlocking that gate that you were locked in is just something that if you stretch, you can grab the key. You know, like the gates, when you go to like maybe prison cells in the police station, they have like gates, and the gates have space, like you can break out to check out your hand. Yeah. So imagine being locked up, and the key to unlocking that gate that you are locked in
It's not far.
is not far. If you just stretch your hand outside the gate, you would be able to pull it and open the gate and be free. That is exactly how it looks like. It's something that you know this is not good. You know, you can feel it that this is toxic, but you are still there. It's like you can't break free. It's like you're trapped. But you can actually walk away. You can actually free yourself.
But what made you stay?
If anything,
Was it in love?
It was a manipulation, or I would say the manipulation comes second. When I found out I was pregnant, I would say this, and I'm sorry, this is a bit TW, and I'm sorry, same warning. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was actually suicidal. I had suicide thoughts. The thought was, okay, if I just roll down these tears, you know, like we're watching the movie, I could use the baby and my life would go back to the way it was. I thought of, my mom used to have this some agbo, but she used alcohol to make them. So I was like, if I could just drink the entire bottle, maybe I would everything I was trying to do, everything I was thinking at that point was how I could just reset my life back to the path it was supposed to go. And at some point when I finally accepted my reality, the only thing that actually kept me going was the baby inside of me. It was her. So days when I would wake up and mock me, tease me, would threaten me. Yes, it would threaten of leaving and not coming back. It would threaten of, it would just, you know, there are better people out there. It would show me that, oh, this was his ex and she was beautiful, she was this. So it was always one emotional battle after the next, and the only thing that kept me going was just, oh, my baby is there, I'm so happy. So before his manipulation would like be the first thing that actually kept me going, that kept me tied and tangled with him, my daughter was the first person that kept me through. And that is a manipulation that came next, to the fact that he was always thinking, I do not want to have, I don't want my daughter to be raised in a separated parent kind of situation. So he was always getting to me, and when he says it was very emotional. And I would say to a point, I'm someone that gets easily pitiful. Is it pitiful that I would say, like, when I see someone in a bad situation, I feel sad for them. So, and when you have a particular connection with this person, because I wouldn't say I did not fall in love with him, I did, but you can say the love was not grand to keep me there. It was something bigger. So, I loved him to a point where I felt like I did not want to make him sad. I wanted him to be happy. So when he says things, I would have to dance to his tunes just to make him happy. So that was what actually kept me going. You know, when we have our fights, where it was heavy on communication, it was heavy on transparency. That's the manipulation for you, because he knew all my password, I knew all his passwords. We could have each other's phone. I had no issue with that. I was faithful to him. Do you get? But it comes to a point where you would actually know a man was playing you. When I started retracing his steps, I'm like, oh my god, I was such a fool, I was such a blind fool. So I would just really say that he knew his game and he played it so well. You know, he saw a naive 16-year-old girl and he was like, oh, perfect target. Mind his previous ex-girlfriend, like the girlfriend he dated before me, was actually also 16 years old.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
So we let that sit and simmer and marinate for a bit. So it was a step. The reason he broke up with the girl was because the girl was not faithful to him, and he knew he couldn't control that girl because she was loose. She had multiple boyfriends, and then she even lied at some point that she was pregnant, and he believed it. But she was like, "I'm just pranking you." So I had a particular friendship with the girl. So the way he caught me, I just literally, I'm just a naive girl. I fell into that trap so smoothly and sweetly.
But why do you think he was being after 16-year-old?
He wanted someone to control fully. If it was a 20-year-old girl, 21-year-old girl, she would have dated guys. I would have already been in school. I would have been exposed to a particular experience or experiences, some particular experiences that would shape me as someone.
Yes.
So he needed someone who has no way of thinking for herself. When we were together, I don't do groceries. I don't go to the market to buy things. I don't go out. Yes, I don't go out. No social life. He was doing everything all in the name of a romantic husband. But in the real sense, he just wanted me not to be able to think for myself. That was it. He literally.
He wanted to have that control.
Yes, total. Any girl older than that has already had some experience, she should have tasted things that would have taught her lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that was like my first real relationship. And from there.
Okay, so another question is what helped you realize that you deserved better? Because all of the back and forth, how made you realize that, oh, I think I deserve better?
Okay.
And maybe you tell us briefly if you are spread this to the
Okay. So let me just start with that last question, is that I'm no longer with him. I walked away 2 years ago. Now, the moment I think I started realizing I deserved better was when sadness was too much. Even as we're having fights, he knew how to balance how we fight. He knew how to balance. It was big on communication, like I said, and transparency. So whenever we argued, he would always come and say, we need to talk about it. We could talk about that argument for like an hour. And at the end of it, I was always at fault. That aside. But when every day of my life I was sad, I wake up sad, doing things sad. When I listen to music, when I write things, when I watch things, I wanted to watch something sad. I wanted to listen to sad music. I wanted to write sad things. When I write,
I think, sorry to cut you. Remember you were writing and posting consistently on Facebook, so I was following that.
Yes. So I used to write a lot of things that were just sad. But when people asked me, a friend of mine asked me then that, why are you so like, I don't have a problem. I'm like, no, I didn't realize. But the moment I realized that this sadness was too much, I knew, no, this is not it. And the very first step I took then was, I told him, we used to work together. So he does digital marketing. And then, as I don't have any other certificate than high school certificate, I couldn't really go out to work. And he didn't even want that. He wanted me to build any small thing, family business. So when I was like, okay, I can't work with you anymore. He was always making it as if he was doing more work than I. And I let him understand that you're the man of the house. If you're working more than I, then I think it's only fair because you're the husband, you're the man of the house, right? I cook, I clean, and I take care of our daughter. And I still get work. So if I'm not contributing enough, what else do you want from me? Especially when I can't do more than what you've given me to do. So a friend of mine who was in a similar situation told me that the moment she started doing her own things, earning her own money, that was when her husband started respecting her to the point. But even when I proposed it, the name he called me was a greedy and a gold digger. Like, I loved money so much. Coming from
Wow.
Coming from the fact that when I want to make my hair, would say let's work for it. I would work for it for like a week before I actually make my hair. So I had to come to a point that I wanted to cut my hair. If you remember back in 2020 during that COVID lockdown, you know I was on no cut. I even dyed my hair for the first time. My sister was like, is it one that confused? I was like, no, she did not know what me I was hiding. Yes, she did not know. And yeah, I think it was just the continuous sadness and how things kept going, and the fact that I just felt like I was losing myself every day and every day. Like I said, I still did not know who I was.
Okay, so Damilola, after all of this, how did you begin rebuilding yourself?
So after I left the marriage, after I walked away, that was like when everything has been pushed to the final stretch and the final stroke. I knew, okay, this was the time to leave. There's a lot that went in, just getting to this point that I knew, okay, I couldn't do this anymore. I left the marriage. That was like the first thing. I knew I had to leave. I called my sister. They were like, we will not advise you. Make your decision and we'll support you. So that ability, that really gave me to make the decision myself. Helped me know that, okay, this is it. So after I left, I was squatting with my sisters. They were staying together. Two of them were staying together. But even at that, I knew, okay, leaving this marriage is waiting for, oh, you will come back now. You will come back and beg. Or people, you know, the society has a way of mocking people. Like, oh, you left marriage, you will come back. So it kind of triggered my brain to say, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. So I had that mindset of, you cannot fail. There are days when I'm demotivated, when I'm depressed, but I just remember, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. So that was one thing that kept me going. And before I left the marriage, I had discovered the ability to write, and I harnessed like that skill. I honed it well, and I tried to put it to classes and help me grow and get money from it and income. So that was literally what helped me go from a someone that left a newly, let's use the word, newly divorced woman to a strong, independent lady.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
That's great. I really, really commend that, because many people just abandon their life and start living recklessly, thinking, oh, that's all.
There is to it.
Yes. So what role the healing support and self-discovery in particular play in rebuilding yourself?
So the healing process is something that I would say I'm still on the journey. I'm still on the journey to finally healing, especially since we share a daughter, like we have a daughter. So it's kind of still in my life in a way. So there are things we can do that would impact me, that would remind me of them. It took a lot of nonsense to allow a lot of things. This man should have never been in your life. Regret comes in the form of, no, I don't regret having this daughter, but I regret me having a daughter with this kind of man, this kind of person. So I would say the healing is still going on, but I found healing in so many things. Firstly, I reunited with my family. When I was married to him, there was a point where I cut off all communications with my family, my mother, my sisters, my brother. The only person I was talking to was my dad, and majorly because he was not like in the same state with my mom. So it was easier to just talk to her, just passively in a way. But I cut off all communication. So the healing process came from reuniting with my family. I grew up in a home that my mother brought family together, not push us apart. We had our differences, definitely, but we're always together. So when I reunited with my family, there was something that healed in me, something that I've been lacking for years. I didn't talk to my parents, like my mom and my sisters, my siblings, for almost 4 years. So to top it all off, my mother died the day before I was supposed to see her face to face after the whole thing. Like first I got my first paycheck. So it was really something that triggered me a whole lot, that look where it ended. So reuniting with my family, then also just finding joy in little things I do. I just tell myself, you achieved something, celebrate yourself. Don't make it underwhelming, like it's not worth it. You did something, you took a step forward. So So that helped me, and I discovered that okay, this is the kind of person I am becoming. This is the woman I am becoming, and slowly I was getting my identity, and I had the shape of the future that oh, that's the person I want to become. So literally, that helped me a lot.
Okay, so lastly, I want to ask, what advice would you give girls who feel trapped or are emotionally manipulated? What advice do you think about this or shrinking yourself just to please someone? What advice would you give to round off?
So coming from someone who has had enough experience, I was married to this man for almost 8 years. First off, altogether, I think it was 9 years of being together with him. So if I'm saying this, I am saying it from a place of I have experienced it. I have experienced it first. Someone would say, "Oh, but he never eats you." He did not need to eat me to damage things in me. He did not need to eat me to leave me with the trauma that I have to. Like now, I'm so weary of guys. Like when you tell me I'm beautiful, in my mind, I'm calculating. What do you mean by I'm beautiful? I know I'm beautiful, but what do you want from me? So there is this trauma that has been left with me that I'm dealing with. So in this point, I would say have a confidence. So my mom would say, not everything that happens in your marriage that you should be telling people. You don't need to be sharing. He himself was like, so you don't tell your friends anything or whatever happens in our marriage, let's stay in our marriage, whatever happens in our relationship, talk about it should not be there. I feel like there should be one person in your life that you know has sense, that you know has a way of thinking that there is always this positivity around them. That is someone that should be a confidence for you, where you can always express yourself. I had like 2 to 3 people that at some point in the marriage, I started confiding in them. I started telling them everything. In the beginning, they'll be like, so you were going through all these things. I'm like, if I don't tell you, you will not know. I was a master of public play. Nobody would ever know that I was suffering. You wouldn't know because I smiled a lot. So, one thing, have a confidence. You might be scared of speaking up. You might be scared of going back to the people you have insulted as. I am not going to leave this man. I'm going to stay here. Yes, me, I had insulted my mother. I had insulted my sisters, my brothers. But look, I went back to them. It took me a lot. In fact, I would say it took me, my mother dying, to actually go back to them. So do not let it reach that extent where you would have to do something greater for you to realize, oh, I was not supposed to be in this. So first off, have a confidence. Secondly, once you can see it is getting too much, you don't need to stay. Marriage, I would say it's clean and clean. It's not a do or die affair. Relationship, it's just a trial phase. You do not need to kill yourself there. You need to know this person is either for me or not for me. There's no way to change me. You cannot change someone. They are old enough to know what is right and what is wrong. So if they are doing it and they think it's right, who are you to make them think it's wrong? Be the wrong person. So do not try. The moment it feels choking, the moment it feels restricted, the moment it feels limited, the moment it feels like you're being caged, you're being imprisoned in something that you're supposed to be moving around, you're supposed to be blooming, you're supposed to be growing, that is the time to walk away. So have someone to talk to you, and honestly, just know when to walk away. Don't be shy. Don't overthink it. Don't say, oh, all people say. People will say anything for long.
Actually, because at the end of the day, people would move on.
They will move on. They will move on. When I left my marriage, I didn't announce it to people that I had left my marriage. Slowly, people started asking questions, and I told them, I've left. I walked away from prison. I walked away from my enemy. People would tell me, why don't you just try and make it? I'm like, do you want me to go back to someone that wanted to? No, now he's my enemy. He's someone I pray against each other. Exactly. So no, we're not doing that.
Wow. So it's really educative, and for me, I think I learned a lot, and I believe every young girl will be educated by this, and they will know that you deserve something better, you deserve someone better. You don't have to shrink yourself. You have a future. Your life is not at the mercy of any man. Your life is not at the mercy of any guy. You you have a future for yourself, you have a purpose, you have an identity. Yes.
Oh.
I actually learned a lot. Thank you so much. So it was really nice having you.
Honestly, it was really my pleasure. I really just hope that it resonates a lot with a lot of people. And I know we are just like, you know, if we could go the entire day, you guys would start to hear the whole story.
Actually, I did the whole story. I cried actually because I don't know if you noticed, because one of the things I was consistently following you. And I think I mentioned it. I was consistently following. At some point, I felt, oh, this guy is happy. Because I could remember one time that you guys went to ShopRite.
Yeah.
You snap picture. Like, wow, you can actually do this thing. And I didn't know you were actually going through.
I was going through.
Actually, and at some point I was like, yeah, you were writing, you were doing better, and I felt that, wow.
It was all a facade.
So social media won't even show you,
you know,
the down moments. They will show you what you want to see. Because I was just following back and I was like, oh, this day is happy, she's fine. Because at some point I was feeling, I don't know, we were not close.
Yes, we were not very close.
We were not close, but there was something in me that was like, I think I had that passion for girls from this passion.
Yes.
I was like, let me go and talk about this girl. There was a time that for a very long time, your Facebook account was deactivated.
Yes.
You were not online.
I created a new one actually.
So I was really following it. You deactivated your account.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fine. Oh, this guy is fine. Oh, this guy is fine. Wow. They are loved actually, and they are strong. And one of the things I believe is that it's not late to build yourself. Actually, it is not late to start. And I really appreciate the fact that you're picking yourself up. You have something you are doing, and that's something that is really what celebrates. I celebrate you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.